I'm Jim, I'm 40 years old, and I'm a cancer survivor, and I'm here to race tomorrow. This is not my first triathlon. I've had a 7-year break from triathlons because we've gone from 1 child to 3 children and moved to the DC area, so I got very busy and racing kind of fell to the wayside. I'm using this as a 1-year anniversary celebration of my first surgical procedure for the brain cancer that I have. Last year at this time I was recovering from a craniotomy. A golf ball, a plum-sized tumor was found in my left temporal lobe, and so I had surgery in Washington DC where most of it was removed. They couldn't get all of it, so at that point I started a radiation program of 6 weeks at NIH in DC, and to celebrate that I've recovered, I've done pretty well. It's an ongoing fight because there is no cure. To celebrate, I wanted to go beyond just recovering. I wanted to be better than I was this time last year and the year before that when I didn't even know I had cancer. So I'm in better shape than I was 2 years ago, definitely better shape than I was in last year. 54 weeks ago I was in surgery and they were digging around in my brain. 5 days before my brain surgery, I had surgery on my leg because I had ruptured my Achilles tendon. So that's why I'm not doing the run tomorrow, I'm just doing the swim and the bike. So that actually gave me something to focus on besides the brain surgery. I was in a cast for my leg and I kind of focused on that, gave me something to be really angry at. And so I went through my physical therapy for that, got walking again, that turned a little bit of jogging, and then it became springtime, like, well, I'm gonna get the bike out again, which has been collecting dust in the basement. And then it's like, well, the pool's open and I'm a teacher, so I got plenty of time at the pool. So what became, just chasing my daughters around, I decided, well, I do have the time to do this. I do have the energy to do this. And I'm not gonna let this chemotherapy on, which I still am on, I'm not gonna let that keep me down. I'm just gonna go in and celebrate every doctor's appointment where the blood tests are coming well, every MRI that comes back and they say, it's not growing, so keep going. So that's been my motivation. I'm just going to go beyond where I was last year. We are a team. I would not have gotten through this without my wife. She's been there every doctor's appointment. She's been there taking care of all the business, and there's a lot when you're being treated. So many business things you have to take care of, all this paperwork, and she's just, taking care of that, monitored me to make sure my spirits were up, made sure, and it's a team. It's a family team. The daughters, I have 3 daughters, 5, 7, and 9, who've been, just chasing them around, and their energy and their happiness has been just something wonderful to keep me going. So I at first wanted to just enter this doing the Aquavelo, and my wife says, well, you got to finish it, and I know you can't run, so I'll do the running for you, which is a big change for her because she's never been a runner. She's never trained for any running, so this has been something completely brand new for her. I've had the benefit of doing races like this before, not for a long time, but this is something completely new for her, and she's excited to do this tomorrow because it's also a personal goal for her to finish a half marathon. When I first got the diagnosis, when they figured out the type of brain cancer I had, it was a very down week, but that was the bottom of our journey. It's just, we were very confused, but then we, found the right doctor to talk to, and he said, totally changed our view of that diagnosis. It's handed to you on papers with numbers, and you're just like, well, what do we do with this? And he was excellent at saying, well, this is positive. You're young, you're energetic. This is, so many things are gonna, so much research is out there right now. If you stay positive, that's going to go so far to carry you on to living longer, getting the treatment you need, and just being positive rather than dropping down into that depth. So half full is that, climbing out of that darkness that we felt at the beginning and going on, and I'm happier now. I'm more fulfilled and more joy with my children and my wife, and just taking the time to enjoy life, and always say, let those little things that bothered us before don't bother us so much anymore. It's just, well, that's not a big deal. There are some big deals to worry about. We'll worry about those, but the little things, we'll just let those slide and always stay on the positive side. Yeah. As far as a half full, you have to surround yourself with people with that same attitude. My wife has been wonderful Our families have been wonderful. Our parents, our brothers and sisters, our cousins have just been so supportive and just kind of, helped us through this. And so that's the way we're going in one direction, in a positive direction with positive feelings, and we're going to keep going in that direction.